and this administration is committed to finding them. Sure.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into the key points from the recent press briefing by the White House press secretary. There's a lot to cover here, from internal government leaks, economic concerns, to President Trump's leadership and major corporate investments. Let's get started. Investigation into leaks in the administration. The briefing opened with a focus on internal leaks within the administration. Reporters asked whether the White House would reveal the names of individuals leaking information about ICE raids. The press secretary made it clear that this investigation is being handled by the Department of Homeland Security. She also praised Secretary Nielsen for launching an internal investigation into these leaks. She emphasized that these actions were necessary because leaks that undermine national security were unacceptable. The president in this White House commends Secretary Nielsen for launching an internal investigation to identify those leakers because it's unacceptable, said the press secretary. She stressed that career bureaucrats standing in the way of the president's agenda should face consequences. Anyone leaking sensitive information, especially regarding border security, absolutely should be fired. Guantanamo Bay and migrant conditions. A sensitive issue came up next regarding the treatment of migrants at Guantanamo Bay. Some reports claimed these migrants were shackled, placed in cages, and rarely allowed outside. The press secretary responded firmly, stating that these individuals were criminals who violated U.S. laws. She reiterated that anyone involved in heinous crimes would face deportation and might be held at Guantanamo. These are criminals we are talking about, the press secretary said. She was clear that breaking U.S. laws, especially committing violent crimes, would have serious consequences. Economic concerns and consumer confidence. Moving on to the economy, a reporter asked about a drop in U.S. consumer confidence. With inflation, tariffs, and rising prices, people are feeling the squeeze. The press secretary reassured the public that President Trump's administration is fully committed to tackling this issue. She highlighted tax cuts, deregulation, and price reductions as key parts of the president's agenda. She emphasized that the economic issues facing Americans today are a direct result of the previous administration's policies. The president is focused on bringing down the cost of living crisis, created by the previous administration, the press secretary said, with a sense of urgency. She made it clear that while challenges remain, the administration is working hard to turn things around. Congressional budget and support. There was a question about President Trump's plans to support the House budget vote. The press secretary clarified that the president has already communicated his priorities to Congress and expects them to act accordingly. However, she confirmed that the president isn't making calls directly to whip votes. He's already made his expectations clear. He expects Congress to get it done, she said confidently, signaling that President Trump is trusting Congress to deliver on these important issues. Middle East ceasefire and hostage situation. In international news, the press secretary addressed the situation in Gaza with a specific focus on the Phase 1 ceasefire and the president's efforts to ensure the safe return of hostages. She reaffirmed that the administration is engaged and committed to seeing this ceasefire hold, with President Trump's clear desire to see all hostages freed. The president has made it very clear he wants to see all of the hostages returned. Home, she remarked with a tone of determination. Elon Musk's role in the administration next up was a fascinating development. Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, will attend President Trump's first cabinet meeting. The press secretary confirmed that Musk is working alongside the administration to identify waste, fraud, and abuse in federal agencies. This will be a key topic at the cabinet meeting. Elon Musk will be attending tomorrow to talk about efforts to identify waste, fraud, and abuse, she explained, clearly emphasizing Musk's active involvement. Musk, being a special government employee, can only serve for 130 days a year, but he's already been a very active contributor to the administration's efforts. Cabinet members and email controversy. The press secretary addressed a controversy involving an email some cabinet members allegedly didn't know about. She dismissed claims that anyone was caught off guard, stating that this confusion likely stemmed from anonymous sources, not from cabinet members themselves. Nobody was Caught off guard, she said firmly, expressing confidence in the administration's transparency and teamwork. 8. Elon Musk's work limitations. With Musk's significant involvement in the administration, a reporter asked about the limitations on his role. As a special government employee, Musk is only allowed to work for 130 days a year. The press secretary confirmed that while he's very active, Musk is following these rules to ensure everything stays within legal bounds. Elon Musk can only work 130 days per year, she explained, noting that his contributions have been incredibly valuable thus far. Apple's major investment in U.S. economy. A major piece of good news came from Apple, which announced a $500 billion investment in the U.S. economy, including the creation of 20,000 new jobs. The press secretary praised this as a sign of confidence in President Trump's leadership. She pointed out that Apple's commitment is a direct result of the administration's pro-business policies, which aim to bring more investments into the U.S. People are encouraged by the president's leadership, she said, underlining the positive impact of Trump's economic vision. Trump's vision for U.S. economy. The press secretary closed the briefing by reinforcing President Trump's commitment to job creation, tax cuts, and reducing regulatory burdens. She highlighted the Apple investment as another example of how the administration is making America a more attractive place for business. America is going to be back. We want you to hire American workers, she said passionately, emphasizing the president's goal of revitalizing the U.S. economy.